The vastness and beauty of the ocean has fascinated mankind for millennia. The sense of adventure, its raw beauty, and that endless horizon.
Following in the footsteps of the great ocean explorers, the From Below team are on a mission to explore the least explored part of the least explored province in one of the least explored countries in Asia. So get your wetsuits and weight belts at the ready. This is Timor-Leste From Below, Expedition Oecusse.
Over the next 3 episodes, we are venturing off into the unknown.
What's so exciting about this is that it is likely that no one has ever dived on this patch of reef here.
On a scuba diving mission to explore the least explored part of one of the least explored provinces in one of the least explored countries in Asia. What could possibly go wrong? Assembling a motley crew, our expedition began at the harbour of Dili. Boarding a seaworthy vessel, the mighty MV Arturo, we set forth on our great ocean adventure. Heading due west, we are on our way to the state of Oecusse in the far west of Timor-Leste. Surrounded on all sides by Indonesian territory, the exclave of Oecusse is the first place the Portuguese settled on the island of Timor back in 1517.
With no other divers and a coastline to ourselves, Oecusse is the perfect place to go exploring.
And before we'd even arrived, we had our first taste of things to come.
This is a very special moment. Right out here, we've got a pod of these guys. They're the Cuvier's beaked whale, and it's very rare to see pods of them here. And we've got about 7 of them right in front of the boat. They're actually the deepest diving of all of the whale species. I think these guys can go down to about 3,000 meters. So it's very, very cool. Look at this. There's no other reason for these dolphins to bow ride other than the sheer joy of it. And look at this. We've only been out on the ocean a couple of hours. Already we have seen one of the rarest species of whales that is one of the deepest diving in the world. And now here we did have a pod of spinner dolphins. They seem to have gone. Oh, it's all right, we got them on the drone.
With time rolling on, we soon began to realise that this whole expedition business wasn't quite as tough as we first thought. Stomachs full of high-class cuisine, we put the nautical miles behind us. And before we knew it, we had arrived.
So we have finally made it. It has been an epic 12-hour journey from sunrise to sunset. But now, our journey begins.
As the sun rose on our first Oecussean morning, the enormity of the task at hand began to sink in. Where the hell were we going to dive? But in true expedition spirit, we geared up and headed out into the unknown. Linking up with a local fisherman named Jerry, we were on our way to what could become our first dive site.
So where are you taking me this morning, Jerry?
Uenda der kamar kira ne, hauluri mau alin sira atu bahare ikan bot ya partense makelab.
And what marine life are you seeing there?
Tamba ulu kedan haus kik hauba kar ikan aba haware animal bobot neve anese balea sirane ikan be karautasi paribot ida be tuna lumba
okay.
barat.
So that all sounds very promising, but the fact is we have absolutely no idea what we're going to encounter here, but let's jump in the water and see what we can find.
Once under the water, it was clear Jerry was onto something. A ton of marine life and a healthy amount of schooling fish. But unfortunately, a great fishing spot is not the same as a great diving spot. If we can't really see the fish, then they may as well not be there. Back on board, we had to rethink our strategy.
So unfortunately that didn't quite go to plan. Zero visibility down there, lots of fish life, but if you can't see them, then it's of no good to us. Now that's been caused by this river runoff here, and as we know, the current goes from east to west, and that's just bringing in a load of silt and sediment, taking the visibility down to almost zero. So Vic, myself, and Juvie have formed a backup plan, and that means heading back out east, and we are going to head over to this sheltered bay over here. And hopefully, fingers crossed, the visibility is going to be better here.
Heading up current of any river runoff should, in theory, give us a better chance of finding clearer waters. But as we've seen many a time on this show, the ocean is an unpredictable beast. Descending into uncharted waters, you never know what you might come across. And we didn't expect to find this. Rising 25 meters tall and littered with a rainbow of reef fish, an enormous cathedral of cabbage corals stood before us. And resting inside, an ancient white-tipped reef shark. Very cool.
That was really, really nice. You just get the feeling that anything could swim out at any point. And then right in amongst the cabbage coral, a huge old white-tipped reef shark. Really beautiful, mangled old face. Probably the biggest white-tipped reef shark I've ever seen. So I think I shall name this site Cabbage Coral Cathedral. Why not?
After discovering this awesome new dive site, I had a genius idea. For the benefit of divers worldwide, I will map and name the reefs of Oecusse. Next time on Expedition Oecusse, Bertie and the From Below explorers bring in some expert expedition advisors.
So Robert, we go with the current or against the current? That's definitely with the current. Nice plan.
Eat toasted sandwiches between dives.
On the MV Arturo, we have our own chef, Veronica, who is even making us toasted panini. 5-star service at its best.
And try yet again to get up close to some dolphins. Stay tuned for more Timor-Leste From Below.